All right, relevant boxing talk. All right, so first things first. After one of the biggest fights in, one of the biggest fights in boxing history, I gotta give my housekeeping. Gotta get my housekeeping in order. So, first things first. Giving Terrence Bud Crawford his flowers. You know, straight up giving that man his flowers. Shout out to his performance, unbelievable, legendary performance. Here it is the next morning. You know, try to pump out a video the night of, but yeah, gave it the night over. So hey, but here I am. Here's relevant boxing talk, giving Terrence Bud Crawford his flowers. Definitely has cemented himself with the all-time greats. Shout out to the two-time undisputed uh, ch- champion, conquering two weight divisions, and yeah, unbelievable performance. Beautiful display of mastery, and wow, he is absolutely a living legend. Okay, so shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford, the undefeated two-time undisputed champion. Secondly, I definitely am shouting out Errol the True Spence Jr. That's my champ. I had him. I had him winning this fight in six. I had him stopping, but I thought he was going to steamroll him. I believe because he beat the champs to get those belts, that he would do the same thing with Terrence Crawford. Uh, strap season for sure. And I really applaud him for really pushing for this fight to happen. I really believe he did a lot to make sure that this fight happened. And were it not for Errol Spence bringing out what was in Terrence Bud Crawford, we would not have got this absolutely classic display of boxing mastery. Were it not mastery from Terrence Crawford, were it not for Errol Spence. So shout out to Errol Spence Jr. That's my champ. I'm going to support him all the way through. He's earned it from me for the work that he's done at the welterweight division. That whatever he got and whatever he does next, he has my support, like straight up. Yeah, yeah. We got to see the best fighting the best. You know, we got the fans got what they wanted. I know I got what I wanted as a fan. I actually wanted to see this fight. You know, and I'm hoping that just like in my video, Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford welcomes you back to boxing I hope that by way of this fight, we got a lot of new fans hooked into the sport because that's what's more important from my perspective as a fan versus who won and who lost. Yeah, I was campaigning hard for Errol Spence Jr. I definitely respect my decision making, respect my opinion, but the facts are in. The facts are in. And Terrence Bud Crawford is that guy. He that dude. He the goods. Now, okay. So yeah, my champ, Errol Spence, will always be my champ. Uh, Definitely, I look forward to what's next for both men. All right, so yeah. So what is next for both men? Wow. Uh, well, for Terrence Bud Crawford, um, from there's the long term and then there's the short term, right? On a long term basis, the sky is the limit for Bud. The absolute sky is the limit. I mean, where does his talent top out? You know, that style. Whew. Um, he said that he's not interested in fighting much longer. You know, but the question is, how many big fights can we get him in before he hangs up his gloves? Is the question on a long term basis. Like, how many big fights can we get Terrence Bud Crawford in? He really, after this performance, stepped right into from a fight fan's perspective. He stepped right into the Errol Spence light that I had. And not that I don't still have that for my champ, I definitely do. But after shooting a fair one like that and coming out, getting the victory the way he did, he stepped right into Errol Spence's shoes. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see what's next for Bud from a long term basis, right? Before he hangs it all up. But that said, on a short term basis, is the winner of Canelo Alvarez versus Jermell Charlo. That's the short term. So that fight is in September, and we gonna see. He said that he wanted to fight. He wanted to move up to 154 and take on Jermell Charlo. But now Jermell Charlo has moved up to two weight divisions to take on Canelo Alvarez for a unified, undisputed matchup. I mean, unbelievable year in boxing this is. So will Bud take on the winner, or is he just gonna stick to his original statement and just fight Jermell, win or lose? Either way, my goodness, my goodness. What a fallout after this fight. So my champ, what's next for my champ? Errol the True Spence Jr. Well, he said after the fight that he's moving up to 154. This is something that he has said even before this fight, so that's no surprise. You know, my champ, he was gracious in defeat, and he said at 154 he would like to have that rematch. Okay, that's what my champ said. I support him 110%, whatever he decides to do. But we know for sure that it's going to be done at 154 pounds. Okay, there's some really good fights at 154 for Errol Spence. So I want my champ to take his time. You know, make sure that he checks out well after a fight like that. You know, something may have, you know, I mean, that's the type of fight that you don't, everything that you came in with, you may not be leaving back out with. So I was next for him is to, you know, get all checked out, get all his screenings done, get all his tests done, you know, make sure that he's medically cleared, and he's earned a moment where he can kick his feet up for a moment. So shout out to my champ, Errol Spence Jr. He's still the truth. He always will be the truth as far as I'm concerned. And he too is worthy of his flowers for what he did at the welterweight division, beating those champs to get those titles. And that's why I thought that he would do the same concerning Terrence Bud Crawford. But the facts are in, all right? The facts are in, all right? Yeah, I haven't checked out any. I haven't checked out any post or anything. I haven't picked up my phone to see what's happening because I wanted to make sure that I came with my authentic thoughts. You know, and yeah. Shout out to the social media. You know, for making for really pushing this fight to happen. You know, the LDBC really pushed hard. It made a lot of noise for this fight to actually happen. Errol Spence obviously did a lot to make this fight happen. You know, and Errol Spence is the people's champ. He's still the people's champ. But yeah, Terrence Bud Crawford is truly a master. Truly a master at this boxing game. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, what an absolute legendary performance. I don't want to be too long because I'm going to break things down into smaller pieces. There's a lot that I want to say, but I'm a cap. I'm gonna cap this video right here. But shout out to Errol Spence, my champ, and Bud deserves his flowers. Okay. All right. Relevant Boxing Talk. Be back with more.